And more of the story is when a bitch go low, you go to hell. Take that bitch man.
Oh.
And fuck him a few times.
It is your girl K to the KC. We are tuned in to another episode of Dare to Talk, season motherfucking 4. I'm joined here by one of my friends, one of the girlies.
The girls are gags.
This is us post Drinks with Casey. And when I tell y'all, the libations are libating.
They're libing.
They're vibing 1,000%. So I'm so excited that you're here. We got JoJo. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. Let the audience know like who you is, who you be, who you are.
So it was a dark, cold, stormy night.
I'm screaming. When
a star was born. That star is me. Hello, world. I don't know. What's some backup info I should give to people?
I guess, what generation are you?
I'm a Gen, what am I, a Gen Zer?
You're a Gen Zer.
I'm a Gen Zer.
We've had this conversation, y'all. She's like, no, like what? I'm like, you're not a millennial. Very close. Hold hands.
No, I don't want to hold your hand because what are you going to say?
No, it's not nothing shady. Hold my hand.
She's about to be shady as fuck. So let me, no, go ahead. Say it. Say it.
She's not a millennial.
But
I feel like you're like one of the few Gen Zs that I can fuck with.
Like I'm a cool kid?
Yeah. So hold my hand.
I need some lotion. Wait. It's a little dry.
I'm screaming. I was supposed to give you lotion.
I washed my hands.
No. And we like that.
I don't like,
the girlies that
people
who
collects bacteria. It's not a petri dish for me.
Yeah.
So I scrub them.
Okay.
Before, after, during. I'm ashy.
I'm literally hollering. This is gold. This is gold. Okay, so now that you kind of introduced yourself, she's a star. She's Gen Z. She is the moment. She's the icon. She is JoJo. Okay. Woo! So this episode, I was explaining to her kind of like she was like, okay, what's the season about? Like, what are the girlies talking about? What are we doing? And I was just like, this season is about looking for love in all the wrong places. And I think oftentimes when we think of love, we think of like romantical, like I'm with him, I'm with her, I'm with them. We're inclusive here. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. So I wanted to focus on or talk about toxic relationships today because I feel like we've now normed on toxic relationships and that whole setup of like, oh, we're toxic, but like that's my twin flame, or we're toxic, but like it's cool though, and we're like becoming more and more okay with like being toxic. Does that make sense?
I don't even like the term toxic. I feel like we're overusing that term.
My lips are a little chapped.
Dang, not you. I feel like I need some lip gloss.
You did a whole lip combo prior to.
I know. You just got to be cute for the camera.
Mm-hmm. What's up, YouTube? Yeah.
But I feel like we overuse the term toxic.
Mac. Mm-hmm.
Just because, see, she's bougie. That's the bougie ass shit.
How was that bougie?
A fucking Mac.
First of all, it was a holiday sale.
No. How much did you pay for that Mac lip balm?
I got this one and a pink one.
For?
You're in my business.
Price tag.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because it was too goddamn much. Let me tell you how much lip balm is supposed to be. $1.25 at Dollar Tree.
$1.25 for what?
Lip balm, ho.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yes, you can get the good Vaseline one.
I like everything exclusive. What does Sweetie say? Everything exclusive. Everything, labels. Yeah. With a broken nail. Everything exclusive.
It's okay. Mine is broken too. Look, E.T.
To win. Where have you been? Okay, so what were you saying?
I was saying that I feel like we use the term toxic too much.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
In this day and age, only because like I feel like a lot of people are glorifying the toxicity.
Ooh, talk about it.
And I don't think that that's like cute, cool, sexy, vibey, like sweet. Like that's not I feel like, why are we doing that? What about being toxic is so intriguing that people are like, I want me a hood nigga and I want him to make, I want me a drug dealing, like, and they see that as like the goal.
They see that as the goal. So here's my thing. Let's first define what. So to you, because we never want to like put upon our beliefs or definitions upon other people, right? We're not about that here. But what in your definition, what does it mean for somebody to be toxic?
I think that toxic, are we talking about just in general or like in relationships, platonic and romantic?
I think let's do general and like in relationship dynamics.
I would say toxic in general is just, for lack of better terms, bad vibes.
It's not good for you.
It's no vibey. Me no vibey.
I'm screaming.
And then as far as relationships, I feel like it's more so like, I don't know, like you're not good for each other, but you're trying to, like, you're there for aesthetics. So you're trying to force it instead of it just being organic and generic and like,
naturally flowing.
Like just let it happen. You're more so trying to like, well, I wanted to do this because, to be honest, like that's who I want. He who I want, and I'm who he want.
Yeah.
Or that's the girl. She would make me look good. She looks good standing next to me as my friend. So let me be friends with her. Let me hang out with her. Even though I can't stand her, don't like how she dressed, don't like how she talked, don't like how she. Let me.
She was ready for this.
I am. This is my kind of stuff.
In my opinion, for me, I would say toxic. So I think if I'm thinking about the word in general, like not in a like relationship or like a dynamic of people, I'm thinking it's like waste, not good for you. I'm thinking of like mutation, like it mutates you into something. It mutates something into something that it shouldn't be, that's unnatural. Does that make sense? So when I think of like, oh, you're in a toxic relationship, it mutates two people into people that they're not supposed to be. And I think to your point, it's like not a natural connection. It's like you're modifying and mutating. And I'm going to keep on with this mutation bit. You're mutating yourself to be something to fit that other person. And it's not like the best version of you. It's like you're the like low vibrating version of yourself. And it's like, I'm trying to think of like a dynamic that I've seen that's toxic as fuck.
Krishan and Blueface.
That's a prime example of like a toxic connection.
Like who? And it angers me.
Here's my thing. What about that chick gotta be nasty though?
Like,
because for you to get
flipping her like a pancake.
Because for you to get multiple tattoos
of this nigga's face.
Huh? Like I just don't understand. It has to be good.
He had to like knock her upside the head silly with it.
Oh my God. I mean, it did leak. It did go viral.
I didn't see it.
No, but that's unhealthy. That's unnatural. You don't need that's a foreign object that doesn't belong in your body. That does not belong in your body.
It was swinging.
It was, baby, an arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
so that's, I mean, well, okay, so that explains everything.
But that shit don't go all
Look,
in you
fine.
though. No. That should see. And here's the thing. I love that we're naming this. I'm gonna name it for the collective. Women, gays, girls, all in between. The inches don't matter. Here's why I say that. Now I don't need nothing, but the inches don't matter because you're not telling me that all 13 or whatever that is that he got going on, that's not going inside you. And if that is, that's a medical emergency.
Some bitches love that shit.
No, that'll rearrange your insides.
That's what a lot of girls want.
Why would you want to inflict?
Have you seen?
You're pushing your uterus up to your like esophagus. That's not cute.
That's what they like.
No, that's toxic.
Yeah,
that's toxic.
Like it's like a sledgehammer or a wrecking ball
going
through your apartment and just fucking shit up, but inside.
Why would you want that? Why would you want to welcome that?
I
like for my insides to be intact and for things to work how they're supposed to work.
That's
scary stuff. Oh my gosh.
I'm not interested.
Is there another example that we've seen in like pop culture of like a toxic? Ooh, I got one. Do you watch Impact on BET?
I don't watch anything on BET because it's run by Tyler Perry.
So what's wrong with Tyler Perry?
There's nothing wrong with Tyler Perry. I actually am a really big fan, and I do love majority of his work. But I feel like
not majority. She said not all.
Not all, majority. I feel like he portrays the black community in a light that is tiresome.
Let her cook.
And I'm ready for him to like you have you're successful now. Like you have it. So why not show different aspects of black culture? Why do we always have to have the same the same story? Like, can we expand on that? Can we move forward and go to, because we're not, what is it? Monolithic?
Let her cook.
Look at that. We're not monolithic. And I need him to understand that and to like use his power, his voice, and his storytelling to show the rest of the world like, hey, we're not monolithic. We can do other things. We have power and we have swagger in other ways. It doesn't always have to be the drug addict, and it's always black women.
Tell me you have mommy issues without telling me you have mommy issues.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Tell me you
I picked up on that. I didn't know if other people did, but I was just like, and I would say the thing that like really made me think about that was when I thought about Four Colored Girls, that film.
You can only watch that once. You cannot.
Oh my God! I was like, the
time.
trauma you are putting on black women is nasty. That's the definition of nasty work.
Nasty, capital N.
You're giving one woman AIDS and HIV. You're giving the next woman the nigga she fucking with and married to, dropping kids out windows and shit. Like,
girl,
it is. You got another one in a domestic. It was just too much.
It was very
for one
heavy.
film. It was too much.
It was very heavy, and a lot of his work I feel like is very heavy, and so it just takes you to that place of like, I don't even want to watch it no more. Like, I already know how it's gonna go. Yeah. Like Acrimony, A Fall from Grace.
Ooh, no, Temptation.
Do you see what I'm saying?
She cheated one time
and ended up in a bunch of bullshit.
That's like, which to me, and here's my thing. You know what? I'm glad you brought it up because I've been wanting to talk about it for a fucking hot minute. My girl said, my nigga not putting it down, so I'm gonna go fuck with a baller. They call him a shot caller. And the nigga was throwing rhythm her way. She was like, boom. I'm throwing rhythm his way. Doo, doo, doo. We link up. She got drugs. She on drugs. She got HIV. It's like the dramatic left.
Hard, sharp turn like we were not
And then
expecting.
can we talk about her husband wasn't doing what he needed to do
at all. He wasn't being a provider. He wasn't rich. He wasn't doing, and it's not like he has to be rich.
I'm about to draw a parallel. But her husband was acting like Lawrence from Insecure. Remember that time? Yeah. Issa cheated because he was, unemployed and not making movement for a hot minute, very stagnant. Yeah. Right?
I think that brings it back to like why do black women have to? Why do we have to accept the bare minimum?
Accept the bare minimum, endure the bullshit, pick up your crap. So when you fall short, I'm supposed to pick up your, the extra, baggage. Without skipping a beat. I got to be your therapist, your entrepreneur, your housekeeper, you all the things above.
Yeah. And all you get to do is what?
Complain.
Be my man. That's it.
Dig me down.
What else?
And my thing is, now in this day and age, I feel like there's a lot of gadgets.
I don't even need you,
y'all,
for real.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all are stuck on the rose. There's been so many other tools and toys and shit that have been invented after the rose. Like, there's no need for anyone to tolerate toxicity for the sake of like, oh, I'm getting, you make me come, or I'm getting sex out of it. There ain't enough.
And I just want better for black women, and I want Tyler Perry to showcase us better.
No, that's real.
And I want there to not be like this black women, this whole, I feel like he fuels the fire and the stigmatism behind being a black woman and what it means to be a black woman. Yeah. And it's just, I don't fuck with it.
No, that's real. And I think I've had these conversations before with people about Tyler Perry. I mean, obviously the focal point is like the wigs. You know what I mean? When people say they don't fuck with Tyler Perry, it's because like the wigs are
Because
tired.
why was Shamar more?
We
gotta talk about it. Why?
And it was not giving melted.
Like, why can't we get like a nice clean?
It wasn't
shaven,
plucked.
Like a
see, because I got friends that do this. Was not plucked.
Something.
It wasn't. Oh, it was literally cut.
It was like a hat. It was circular instead of like.
No.
What is it? Rectangular? Square?
Yeah, that was not an HD lace.
But he's the only one when he plays Medea. He has a nice wig on. Everybody else is like
his shit be flowing. You hear me?
Like that could be growing
Got
out
the
of
little
his scalp.
bump to the side. Yeah, that's scary stuff.
I don't.
That's wild.
Me and BET, we not locked in like that.
Okay, well, so you know what? This is kind of good because I'll give you the like rundown and you can give me your opinion.
Okay.
I personally think the friendship is toxic, but to each their own. So you have Ari, you know Ari the Don.
Like Moneybag Yo?
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
Okay, hold on. But see, it's starting. Let me cook. So you have Ari, you have Tay who does her hair, but they be on and off. That's another toxic connection or dynamic. And then you have Tucson, who Tucson used to be, whatchamacallit, Tay's assistant.
Okay.
So there was an incident where Ari gave him Tucson $20,000, right?
Ooh, I need a friend like Ari.
Do you hear me? A solid friend like that. Just throw me 20 stacks. So she gave him 20 stacks.
Okay.
And then I guess she was like, oh, he said he was going to buy a car with it or some shit like that. So she gave it to the dealership and not to Tucson. Tucson got there and supposedly was trying to do like some sketchy shit with the money or like run a scam. I don't know. But then she ended up taking the money back, or because he was doing some scammy shit, took the money back. And so Tucson's like, yo, where's the 20 that you said you was going to give me? Blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And there's an episode on Impact where he pulls up to her warehouse because she has Remedy by Ari, which would love to get some free stuff, Ari girl. Hey. But she has like bomb lip gloss and is like launching her cosmetic line. So she told him, come to the warehouse. And I guess he was like, came in hot and was like still on his 20 bands. Like, where's the money? Where's the munyan? Came in, didn't say hi to her, didn't say anything. And I'll give her that, like, don't come in my space. If I owe you money, if we're as close as you say we are, and I owe you money, you don't need to keep reminding me of it. Does that make sense? Like, I got you. Come in, say hi, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Came in, Ari, where's the money, blah, blah, blah. And that ended up escalating, and she ended up asking him to leave. He left. She spat in his direction or at him. It was a whole thing. So I feel like Ari is always finding herself. And I love me some Ari. I want to name, like, I'm not coming at her directly. I think in this situation, I think they're both wrong. One, you shouldn't come into my space and be like demanding shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hello, how are you? You know? But then two, I don't think the spitting situation, like, I'm not going to justify that. Like, that wasn't okay in my opinion. So a situation like that, for me, that's a prime example of a platonic toxic relationship. That friendship's just no good. And then she started saying things like, I made you, you wouldn't be who you are without me. I think when we start throwing that out,
that's definitely, that's something that like was already there.
Ooh.
And like, you have to understand, there's no way our friendship was going to be destined for greatness if that's already cooking in the back of your head.
You already had that in your spirit, yeah.
Like, you had that loaded up in the gun, ready to shoot at any second. And espresso martini by KC.
By KC. So
it's really good, y'all. 10 out of 10. But it's just like, the relationship wasn't genuine. The connection isn't genuine. It can't be. If that's how you think of me. If that's what you feel about
if you're
me.
so quick to throw that out, that's on your spirit. That's on your body.
Like that. And I feel like that's the ugliest shit you can fucking do. So I get to cuss when I'm like passionate.
Yeah. Come on, passion.
That's the ugliest shit you can fucking do in any relationship. But like, especially a friendship, because why the fuck would you say that? Why would you say some shit like that?
And then my thing is, one, why would you say that? But then two, like, then the follow-up, because you know the shade room is fast, y'all. The shade room works fast.
Wait.
So then you go on to say, you go on the shade room and you go on to say, no, we can never be friends. We can never link, blah, blah, blah. And for me, I think if you're quick to throw a friendship away, then how can I say that? Because you know what? I've been in friendships that I'm like, it's dead. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm trying to make it.
We can't grow from here.
Yeah, we can't grow. I'm trying to make it shake. I can't. But I think for them to have been as close as they were, supposedly, you know what I mean? I just think that that's fucked up for you to be like, nah, it's dead, it's done. Do you know what I mean?
Over something so minuscule.
Right. But I think to your point, if you had this on your spirit already.
You never gave a fuck about the friendship to begin with.
Do you know what I mean?
It's easy to throw some shit away that you don't give a fuck about. It's easy to throw something away that you don't really care about, that you're not really connected to.
Yeah.
That there was really no love lost because it is what it is, whatever, moving on. You never gave a fuck about me. There's no way you could have.
That's real.
And I just feel like, the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I struggle with having and keeping and holding genuine good friendships.
Ooh, let's talk about that. So, because I'm somebody, I find that like I'm quick to be like, you piss me off. And I have friends and they'll vouch. I get agitated very easily. I get aggravated very. Okay, not too much.
She does.
Don't let her cook. But I get agitated easily, so I find myself in spaces where it's like I'm quick to block somebody. I'm quick to be like, cool, you're out.
Damn, block?
No. My block list, and I'll show you after we're done recording. My block list is super long. But I will say I'm quick to cut people off. But to your point, if it's a genuine friendship that I care about, I'm not gonna be quick to be like, okay, fuck you, whatever.
I feel like I used to be that where I would be like, okay, bitch, fuck you, whether it was genuine or not. Listen,
see, I'm not that bad.
I don't give a fuck. Okay, and you felt that fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, nah,
really.
Nah.
So if you think
growing
about,
up, though, that was me growing up.
So if you think about relationships that like you no longer in, I think oftentimes we hear women say all the time, like, oh yeah, women are weird. I don't have a lot of girlfriends because they're weird. Have you experienced that with girlies? The girls.
I'll give you a prime example.
Okay.
So,
we don't use real names here. Just the FYI.
Okay.
We use code names. I like to respect everybody's privacy.
Code name Bigfoot.
Oh, bitch.
So prime example,
Bigfoot
was some girl I had met in high school. And I believe it's her senior year, my junior year. Her senior year, my junior year. She was like a year ahead of me. And I don't really know how we like became friends or whatever. That's still like murky. But I had seen her around school. She had seen me around school. And one day we just like clicked. And I was like, you know what? You're cool. Kind of very organic. Like, oh, you know what?
You're a girly.
Yeah, I like that. So fast forward, she's having some issues or whatever at home with like her family or whatever. Her grandma ends up kicking her out and she needs a place to stay.
Ooh.
And
I already know.
You feel it,
this is on bullshit. Go ahead.
So
you babysitting that drink, by the way, too.
Don't do me. The way I am in friendships is I'm very, or any relationship, if you know me, like I'm very loyal. I'm very, I wouldn't say considerate.
I love that. Be real.
Like,
be
not that
real.
I'm not considerate, but it depends. But I'm very dependable. I'm very much like a good friend, and I give love so much. And so, with me and her being friends, I was just like, you know what? You need a place to stay. I ain't got no space at my house or nothing, but I don't mind sharing my room.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there. Khadijah Milagros fucking correct? Would Milagros? She would not be going for no shit like that.
But that's the thing. Like,
red flag.
What it is?
Red flag on the play, huh?
There was no flag.
Come on, football. Yeah, flag on the play. So Buki came over. Bigfoot.
I had to beg my mom.
Okay,
My mom was like, bitch, fuck you. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're not going for that because it's weird.
Absolutely
strange.
not. And your moms, they always say that your mom can tell when a relationship is like good
genuine.
Mm-hmm. My mom was like, and I was just like, no, mom, come on, she's cool, whatever. So my mom finally caves in. She gets to move in with us. And fast forward, I already have a best friend. Me and my bestie locked in. We're sisters. So she's like an extra coming in, but it was
supporting
like,
cast member
basically. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of like, we both thought she was pretty cool. So it's like, okay, she quickly became a part of the crew.
Yeah.
I'm trying to collect my thoughts and not get so upset. But like this bitch, you know how when you're hanging out with your girlfriends, you're having girl talk. You're talking about guys you like. So I'm expressing how there's a guy that I'm really into. Like really into, y'all. Like I'm talking about like I'm fucking with this nigga. Okay? That's my nigga.
Sweet.
Okay? And my bestie, she gets it, whatever. The new bitch, Bigfoot. It's kind of like, she's like peeping game. She's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've seen him, whatever. Bitch, tell me why.
Why?
Tell me why this bitch fucked the nigga. Oh, wait, tell me why.
After you had told her, this is the love of my life.
I wouldn't say that far.
No, but let's be real. When you have a crush, in that moment,
okay, so maybe I wasn't crushing on him that hard because it wasn't like, no, oh my God, that's the love of my life. Like, I'll kill behind that.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest. I'm not catching any felonies for anybody. So,
like, that was,
you could be the love of my life or not. I'm worth too many cigarettes.
She knew, like, there was a bond there. There's connection there that I wanted
to
explore. So
this is after.
This is after I begged my mama to let this bitch fucking stay in my motherfucking house, in my motherfucking room, sleep in my motherfucking bed, wear my motherfucking clothes. This bitch has been
wearing clothes too?
When I tell you, I wore an outfit head to toe, right? Looked bomb.
I'm screaming.
Looked bomb.
I hate you.
Why did this bitch put on the same exact head to toe? I'm talking about I had my hair wrapped up and everything because my hair went. Bitch, why she had her hair wrapped up, same scarf. She wore my exact outfit head to fucking toe to school. I had already wore the same outfit to school like a week or two prior. She wears the same exact outfit.
Oh, that's weird. I'm not
taking pictures and everything, posing the same way. And it's like you know how as a woman you can feel when someone wants to be you.
Ooh, yeah.
That was the vibe of the relationship, but I kept knocking it off because to me, when I start thinking like that, I'm just like...
No, but when you're in it, you don't peep.
But the thing is, I was peeping it, but I didn't want it to fit. I didn't want it to come off as, oh, she wants to be me, like snooty.
Ooh, okay.
So I was more so just like, let me stop thinking like that because... She just needed help. She's just a good friend.
Yeah.
Fast forward, find out this bitch, she tells me and my best friend, we're all together again, sleepover. Yeah. This bitch gonna say, I have a confession to make. Me and, let's call him Gorilla.
Where are you getting?
Me and Gorilla have relations.
We got Bigfoot and Gorilla. I'm screaming. Okay.
The way me and my best friend instantly.
The telepathy on best friends is nasty. We both
looked at each other like, bitch, wait. And so my best friend handles it. She's like, what do you mean? Like, what the fuck does that mean? And so we're like looking at this bitch like, that's some weird ass shit. And I'm pissed. I'm like, why would you do something like that after I've done all the... And it's like, I'm thinking this is not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But after all I've done for you. But it's like, I don't say it because I know how that can come off.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I would have said it.
But in the moment, all I could do was just sit there in shock and awe. And I'm just like, peeping.
Blew your mind back.
Fast forward, this bitch gets this fine ass nigga. Fine ass boyfriend. She brings him around. So apparently I was being too nice because even though I still hated the bitch, I didn't kick her out. My mom said I couldn't kick her out.
No.
My mom said, you begged for her to stay here. She needs a place to stay.
Hell no.
So my mom let her stay.
Go to Gorilla's house. Clearly.
Do you hear me?
And then
go to Gorilla's fucking house.
Go to Gorilla's house. My other thing is, too, I know she ain't got a pot to piss in, so where did y'all lay down? Where did you do it?
Apparently, she stayed in his car.
You could lay your head there.
Hello. Clock it.
Buy a pillow. Get you a blanket and lay there. She couldn't afford a pillow. Because if you could lay down.
She couldn't afford a blanket.
With a man in a car, you could lay down and go to sleep. Get your rest.
That same fucking car.
Get your 8 hours.
It was terrible. And I never forgave her for it. But my mom said she still had to live there. So I kicked her out of my room and put that bitch on the couch.
Okay, now JoJo's talking. Here we go.
I had to put that bitch on the couch because it's like, bitch, if you sleep next to me, you might not wake up. And I feel like a lot of people think, oh, it's because of what she did. It's not what you did, because fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I never let that nigga see me sweat. So that nigga didn't know I was feeling him for real. But my thing is, she knew. And it's like girl code. Like, if
I was just about to say,
friends,
it ain't got shit to do but with girl code. That's the only thing. That's where it's wrong.
Did it after.
There are invisible laws in bitches. We got bitch code, aka girl code, aka you see me, I see you code.
Don't do that shit, bitch.
That's crazy.
And she did it. And my thing is like, now, how she, in the midst of me telling her I like this dude, has she been like, oh yeah, me and him fucked him? So
yeah,
it's like, okay.
Prior to. But that's different. The way
that bitch, and I'm getting loud, sorry. The way that bitch fucked that nigga after I expressed how much I was into him.
Yeah,
I feel like that's some snake bitch ass shit, and I'm not no snake ass bitch.
And you know what my thing is, just with that. It comes off like you plotting. You plotted that because I told you, hey, and you already named that you were apprehensive. Like when you were telling the girls, your best friend was locked in. She was with you. She was a little eerie. So it's like, were you plotting this beforehand or after I said it? Did that strike something for you? Did that, you know what I mean? Like I'm speechless. I don't understand that.
This is somebody who she's calling me best friend, and she's basically my mom. She's calling my mom Ma. Like we got close.
I'm not gonna hold you. Not everybody could call Milagros mommy.
She called my mom Ma. Like you're and living under my fucking roof.
Not everybody gets that right.
I begged my mom to let you live here because like that's how I valued our friendship. That's how I was fucking with you, yeah. And so to me, that first of all, that taught me never to be a down bitch like that for a bitch again. Like, I'm gonna love you from afar, friend. I have concepts of thoughts and prayers for you. Okay.
Sorrows.
Because what? But fast forward, she gets this really fine guy, and she wants us to meet him or whatever. And so we go like to a store. We're going shopping. The nigga pulls up. Nigga's fine as fuck.
Okay, on a scale of, I'm trying to think of niggas who are fine. Morris
11.
Chestnut and who's somebody that's what's them young kids? One of them young kids that you think is cute. Morris Chestnut to.
I don't think young kids are cute.
Not young kids like that, but you know, like the like.
No, like I'm saying, like I don't know who the girls are like hot for these days.
Okay, we get it. You're cuffed. The fuck.
No. I don't know.
Okay, let's do on a scale from 1 to 10. How like cute was he? 11?
That man was fine, which is why I was kind of
okay. You gotta describe. Give the girls
be a hating ass bitch and be like, well, why the fuck is he interested in you? But you know, like that was very mean girl of me.
I mean, she's putting out in the car.
Oh, that. And the bitch live in Houston now. So I hope she watched this fucking shit. And I hope she know that she fucking Bigfoot. And I hope she want to reach out.
That's the gag.
She knows she's Bigfoot.
Ooh, to hear this and know that you're the Bigfoot, that's scary. That's nasty work.
And Bigfoot, bitch, if you listening to this hoe, fuck you.
So did you fuck her nigga or no?
Bitch, I ended up dating her nigga. I stole her nigga from her. Damn. And I don't condone this. Let me start with
ain't shit.
Let me start with I don't condone this. I really don't. I don't. But
bitch said I'm gonna get my lick fucking back.
And then some. And then some. I'm talking about the way that nigga came, picked her up, and told her we gotta talk, and let that bitch know I want to be with your best friend. So he pulls back around to my house, because remember, she's still living with me. Pulls back around to my house, drops her off, and she comes inside. She's bawling, upset, crying, tears pouring. I'm sitting on the couch, hanging out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's wrong?
Oh, you're a good person.
I said, what's wrong?
I would have been like,
literally like, what's wrong?
Nah, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't have
She gonna say something.
I wouldn't care.
He want to talk to you. He's outside. I'm like, who's he? Because, I'm not, yes, he's fine, but I'm not paying no attention to him because that's your nigga. I still,
You got morals.
I was keeping 50 feet. You know what I'm saying?
No, you got a moral compass. We fuck with that. Okay. A moral compass will take you. It would
still fuck that bitch, but, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? So this nigga come. I'm like, okay, well, who's he? She's like, oh, what did I say his name? I didn't give him a name.
Gorilla. Not Gorilla. Gorilla.
Gorilla was my guy. He's not Gorilla. He's
You didn't give him a name.
Ooh. Gold Chain.
These names, I'm fucking screaming. Okay, so Gold Chain.
She's like, Gold Chain, who wants to see you? And I was just like, well, tell him to come inside. I'm going outside. Like, what do you mean he wants to see me? She's like, it's a private conversation. Just go outside. In the midst of these tears,
oh my gosh.
She's pissy, red. She's a light skin. She's lighter than you. So she's
I was about to say, not too much.
Lighter than you. And so
I'm the complexion of this blanket.
Baby, that's light.
No, that's not that
That's
light.
Bright. Highlighter.
It's darker than this sweater.
You glow in the dark, friend. Love you.
I'm moving down south. Y'all niggas is really coming at the skin tone.
I'm just saying, I want you to get the grasp of.
Hold on.
You're browning on the. See how that
match?
See how she's colorblind?
Raise your arm up. Come on. See how that match? Ooh, this side.
Friends, help her.
Yeah. Twin, where have you been? Yeah.
We can't.
Anyway, finish your story. The disrespect.
So I tell her to go get him, come inside. She's bright, so she's red face crying. It's disgusting. And I tell her to go bring him inside. He comes in, and my mom comes out. And I was like, oh, brother. My mom comes, sits down on the couch. He comes in, sits down on the couch, and he's like, can I say my mom's real name? No, right?
No, Mama. We're just going to call her Mama.
Mama. He's just like, Mama, I want you to know that I'm really into your daughter, and I want your blessing to date her.
The way that would have me gagged? Yeah. Go ahead and tell Mama.
And this is him telling me as well. So I'm sitting there floored.
Quite like you.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Feel me.
Fine ass
I
nigga.
was made for Gold Chain.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there have you seen that Tia and Tamara? When she was like, they called me white man's whore, and Tia's face is like,
yes.
I was floored. I was like, what?
Yeah, niggas don't do that no more.
I was like, you want to what?
That's pre-proposal.
And my mom was just like, no, because why are you trying to date my daughter when you were just with her friend?
See, Mama, hold on. You blocking blessings. Hold on. Because he let him cook.
All while the girl's sitting there pouting, crying, snotting. Oh. And he asked me, he was like, do you want to go somewhere and talk? I looked at her. I looked at him. Go somewhere and talk. And I said, let me grab my shoes.
Period. Let me throw on the Croquitos real quick. Put them bitches in sports mode. Yeah. We outside.
So that was my get back. So I said all of that to say, yes, I've dealt with weird ass bitches before. She was dressing like me. She was trying to talk like me. And I'm talking about identical outfits. It got to the point where it was really weird. And more of the story is, when a bitch go low, you go to hell. Take that bitch man. Oh. And fuck him a few times.
The moral of the story cannot be that.
No, that's the moral of the story. Take Gold Chain for a motherfucking walk, bitch. Walk him like a dog.
That cannot be the moral.
That's the moral of my story.
I'm hollering. You know what? I would say, the toxicness in that is just like feeling like you even have to like go back and forth with a bitch. You know what I mean? Like to feel like
her ass.
But even to have that feeling or to even know that like, hey, this bitch is not really for me. She's being weird. It's almost like a competition type shit. Like, I think things like that can fall under toxic. That's not a good, healthy relationship. I don't have nothing crazy like that under my belt, but I really don't. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'll say this story, and we're going to keep it very cute. I have fell out with bitches who I have a mix. So I have people I fell out with, and it's just like, hey, we no longer align.
Right.
You know, and that's cool too. I want to name like, it is okay to not align with somebody no more. You grow out of each other or y'all don't connect. I want to name like that's absolutely cool. Or it could be something where it's like you know, we were cool, we were really close, but I'm growing over here, you're growing over there. That's okay too. That to me, that's not toxic. I think that's healthy. We're growing and we're developing in different spaces. Now, if we reunite, that's cool. If we don't, that's cool too.
Right.
But I had one friend, so I had moved to Texas about, I want to say 3-4 years ago. H-Town Hottie. You see the Avery. But I had moved here and I had worked at this school. And if you work in education, I think it's very easy to make friends.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, literally, it's like, oh my, it's low-key a trauma bonding experience.
Hello. In the club.
We all, fam.
Which is highly anxious and depressed and losing your
mind.
mind.
Like, frizzled, frazzled, like all the things. And so.
Frizzle, frazzled.
Frizzle, frazzled.
What is it?
Fried.
Died, laid to the side.
No, seriously, though.
Left to dry.
And so I had, my first year here, I had made, I was a part of this school that it was this like founding year, and I've made like some of my like Houston friends that are like, we're locked in, no switching up. I've made them from that school. So this was one particular friend that I had made, and they were like born and raised in Houston, whatever. There was a dynamic of she was older than me.
Okay.
And not, was it by a lot? I wouldn't say it was by a lot. I'm definitely under 10 years. I would say maybe like 5-6 years older than me. But it definitely took on this dynamic of like little sis, big sis, which I'm okay with. Okay. Because I am the baby of my own family. So it's like, it wasn't like this is strange, this is new. It was like, cool, whatever. But she happened to be somebody who has a therapeutic background. We'll come back to that.
Oh, brother.
And so it was fine. It was cool. And it got to a point where I just felt like, because of her therapeutic background, I felt like I was being treated like a client and not necessarily a friend. Like if I was to call you and be like, bitch, let me tell you about da 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 da. You are going to, as my friend, I would assume you're going to be like, hey, what do you need from me? Do you need me to hear you out? Do you need advice? Or do you need me to tell you like what to do? Right? Well, hear you out and need advice is two things, but the same thing. But I needed somebody that was like, that understood what role to play, if that made sense. Like if I call you talking shit and like you could tell like I'm just fuming and I'm just coming in hot, I just need you to sit there and be like, that's crazy. Bitch, no way. Like, you know what I mean? Like I need you to be the ad-libs. Yeah, I need you to be the ad-libs. Yes. Because if I'm telling you, you know, matter of fact, think about K-Dot. Pick it up. You got it. Right? I called you and I told you, hey, this motherfucker, da-da-da. You knew I need to be Khadijah's ad-libs. I need to be Casey's ad-libs. I just need you know what? He be doing a lot. That's all I needed.
Fuck that nigga. Yeah.
Fuck him. And so she was somebody that didn't know when to do that and just always kind of went into this like counseling advice mode.
How did that make you feel? Tell
Dead,
me a little more about that.
I fucking
like that.
Yes, no, but dead ass like, and it kind of felt like I was being psychoanalyzed, and I was just like, nah, I'm cool. And we would get into like, we would have tiffs, and I realized and learned through that is just like, one, people try to make it like, oh, friends have beef, like friends get into fights and arguments, sure, but I can tell you, my best friend. I've been best friends with her since like 6th grade. So that's like, we're talking about a decade and some change. I can name. Damn. Okay. Okay, Kevin, all right. I can name on my hands how many times we have gotten into arguments. So you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, that doesn't necessarily equate to like, oh, well, friends have tiffs. And I have another best friend who like we gotten into it. Me and her got into it like one good time. Also, we were cool since like, I want to say middle school as well. So I'm just like, I've never had friendships where I'm like, damn, I've never fought with somebody. Like, you know what I mean? I've never gone back and forth with you as much as I'm going back and forth with you. So I was just like, no. It just wasn't clicking. It wasn't cool. And so my response to her was, I'm cool. There was an argument we got into over something. Cannot tell you what it was about. Like, literally, what do you call that? I just like pushed it to the side, suppressed it, and like moved on. Her response, and this goes back to you talking about how you had that in your spirit when you said that.
Yeah.
She said some shit. She was like, oh, it's crazy because like you let a crazy nigga go in and out of your life and da 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 da. And for me, you just cut me off quick. Like, that was, and I'm not saying that's verbatim, but that's essentially what she said. And I felt like there was one interaction I had, shout out Bumble for the fucking trauma. There was one situationship I had. The nigga was like a lawyer from Louisiana. The nigga was not a lawyer. The nigga was weird. I mean, just because you go to law school. And I felt like high key the pictures he had was like props. Like, it didn't feel like you earned that, you know? But he was unwell, and he's probably still unwell, but like that was a situation that took me a little bit to get out of. But, and I mean, I spoke about it in therapy and like worked through that. Good for you. And like unhealthy relationships and like why we need to cut those off. But yeah, so she said that and she was like, oh, I just think it's weird that like bitches will be with a toxic nigga and da 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 da, but you quick to cut a girl off or whatever, but okay. And I remember telling her like, this was me like mid therapy. So I'm like, cool. Whatever you need to do. There was so much growth because the old Casey, I would have cussed her clean out. I would have went fucking toe to toe. But I was like, you stay blessed and highly favored. That was the energy I gave her because I literally didn't have it.
And I feel like you're so good at that, and it makes me sick.
No. Because I think I worked really hard to get there.
Well, maybe I need to do the work.
No, I worked really hard to get to that point because there is not a point in a moment in my day where I don't want to call somebody's mama hoe.
I just do it.
No, you do it, but I say it in my head. But I've gotten really good at like, nope, could you just shut the fuck up? You don't need to say that.
Okay, well, I say it for all of us because I definitely, bitch, your mama.
Yeah, no, and when I tell you, this was a friend I had bought Christmas gifts for, like her birthday came, I bought her a gift, like she was really.
Did you pull a Rashad? Give me my shit back.
No, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. That's
what?
No, that's not, because when you gave that gift or you gave that thing, you gave it with a pure heart and intention of like, I want you to have this token.
You're a backstabbing fucking bitch, so give me my shit back.
No, I wish her and her cat well.
Now she's a fucking cat lady.
No, but I until this day, I think I always think about, when I think about like friendships that just weren't good or just didn't, and I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to say that I didn't get nothing out of that. Because I did. This was somebody who was older than me. I gained experience navigating life. I think I was able to understand the importance of therapy. I think our friendship made me understand that it's like, hey, you know what? Certain things in my life were not good. And it's like, it's kind of like when people are like, oh, funny people go through traumatic shit and that's why they're funny. Literally, I was like, oh, I need to work through the trauma. And so I started therapy partly because she was just like, hey, no shade, no tea, but Black people deserve a therapist. Like, period. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's no shade. We don't talk about it enough, but we need to go to somebody, talk about our problems and work through that. Because what you can't do is walk through life with that trauma on your back and then, everybody's dealing with the repercussions of that shit, but you're not working on you.
I love
Damn,
that.
that's a fucking
that
bar.
That was a bar. Mm-hmm. Yay.
Thank you. Yeah. But I would say that would be the like most recent like toxic, like I can't. And here's my thing. If I tell you I don't like something or you're doing something I don't like, I expect you to change it expeditiously. Because if I tell you I don't like that, hey, you make me feel small, or you are psychoanalyzing me, or you're doing this. If I'm telling you I don't like that, you need to figure that out.
So, okay, but how do you expect someone to go about it? Because I have the same issue with
you. I don't know. Call on G Daddy. Call on God. Call therapist. Like, you got to figure that shit out. I can't do all the work.
That's true, but also in as much as like, you want me to change like my whole...
No. But if you got to change your whole person, like if that's so... No. If that's so attached to who you are, we don't align.
It's not so much that it's so attached to who I am. It's more so... Okay, I'll give you a prime example. Niggas don't like, niggas don't like...
Get to it.
Let me find it.
Take you that long?
I'm finding it. Niggas don't like when you like do like gay shit. I'll just leave it at gay shit. Do you know what I mean when I say gay shit?
No. What's gay shit?
Okay, like you know how like girls like to, when you're with a guy, you like to like, sometimes you want to like smack his ass or like, touch his butt.
Yeah.
Niggas don't like when you do that shit. And baby daddy don't like when I do that shit. I'm gonna throw up. And it's just like, but I do it anyway.
Exciting and new.
L is for the way you look at me. How do you
in the club with my twin, we be vibing.
Classy bitch, but she know I be outside with it. What's that G-way? No, but yeah, like niggas don't like that shit. They don't like when you're like touching them in that way. And baby daddy has explicitly expressed that to me. And
he's like, I ain't going for that gay shit.
Quite literally. And it's like, get the fuck on. And I'm just like, I didn't mean to like upset. But it's just like 5 years in and I'm still doing the shit. And so I do.
Y'all been together 5 years?
5 years.
Hold on. Hold the phone. 5 years? Where's the...
Man, we got together when I was like 20 years old.
Okay, that doesn't count.
I was a fresh 20.
So, yeah, that doesn't count. So, really, y'all been together, 3? After you're 21?
After you're 21, yeah.
3, so 3 years.
3, almost 4.
Yeah, he kind of going on the needing to propose.
It's coming.
You would marry him?
Yes, what?
I love that for your life. I love that for your life.
Look out for the invitation in the mail.
Period.
That's all.
Let it be a neutral wedding. Neutral
say.
colors, because neutrals look good on black skin.
Sidebar, I think I want a black wedding dress.
Bitches want to be so different, so fucking bad.
It's not about being different. Black is my favorite color.
Black, you could incorporate that in decor. You don't need a black dress.
Black and white.
Yeah, he wear the black tux, you wear the white dress.
Or we can both wear black.
Oof, it's the Gen Z in her because
there's
certain things that should be traditional.
Bitch, we've been fucking since day one. What's traditional about?
But you don't got a kid out of wedlock type shit. You know what I mean?
Bless him. No. Bless him. Bless. Thank you, God. I don't have no mini-me's. Because what?
Anyway.
Mexico.
Okay, so this man essentially wants you to change.
And he's been asking me to change for the past 5 years, and I have not.
Ooh.
Like, I've grown, and I've changed.
No, but growth means change.
I've grown and changed in other ways, because there were multiple things, of course, that, you want each other to work on.
Yeah, that's real.
So we've definitely been growing together, but also in as much as, I don't know, sometimes I get the urge and I do it, and it's like I'll forget, like, that's
okay, but it's on your conscience though.
Yeah, like once it's said,
okay,
like, once it gives me that look, it's like, oh.
No, but that's improvement. That I'll give you that. Because I think it's different if I don't like this thing.
And you keep doing it on purpose.
And you keep doing it on purpose and you're not like thinking about what I said.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm talking about. Oh, girl. I don't even know what we can name her. We can name her
Messy Boots.
Messy Boots. When I'm thinking about Messy Boots, it's like I'm telling you I don't want you to psychoanalyze me.
And you're doing it anyway.
You're doing it anyway. And then purpose. I tell you, A, you're psychoanalyzing me, you're being weird about it. And then you want to be like, oh, you're sensitive.
I don't like when people call people sensitive.
That's the other thing too, is she would make me feel like when I had feelings, right? Mm-hmm. Like big feelings, because my therapist told me like it's okay to have big feelings.
It is.
I would hate that she would make me feel like weird for having big feelings, or make me feel like small, but like, oh, you have big feelings for like this, like that's so stupid or whatever. And it's just like, my feelings are my feelings. And it kind of triggered me because my mom does the same thing. When I have big feelings, my mom's very much a Puerto Rican princess, Puerto Rican queen, reina, the one. But she would make me feel that way too. And like through therapy, I've been able to coach my mom and like, you know, take it down a notch, know how to talk to me. And so we've been working on that. But like she would make me feel really fucking small about like, oh, I wouldn't feel no way about something. Like I'm a firm believer, like if you feel some way about something, that's how you feel. And I can't change that. I can't make light of that. That's how you feel. That's how you feel.
Right.
But would always make me, every time I gave her feedback or said like, hey, I don't like that, would make me feel like small about it. And or it would be a tit for tat moment. So if I say, hey, I actually don't like how you're talking about my taste in men, she would kind of keep that in the chamber, and then later on be like, oh, well, remember last time? And I can't. If you are my friend, you can't be a tit for tat motherfucker. I just don't do it. I just don't do it. Because if I'm enclosing in you, entrusting you with information, or I'm telling you about something, I'm keyword trust. I'm trusting that you will take this information, right? Like, hey, Khadijah, I want better for you, or whatever the case may be. And then it's like, we're tossing that to the side. It's done. Right. It's deaded. Like, once that conversation is done, it's done. But yeah, she was just so, and I think messy. So messy. And I felt like because of that age dynamic, I felt like I always had to like prove that like, yes, I'm young, but I'm like competent. Does that make sense?
I want you to know you just accurately described me at work. With everyone we work with.
No, and you know what? And that day when you were like, when you called me and you were like, hey, I didn't like when you did that, it kind of like that phone conversation triggered me to think about messy boots.
Damn.
And I was just like, ooh, I don't want to be like her. I don't. Like, I want to be people's safe space. I never want somebody to feel like, damn, bitch, you know, you made me feel, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, was that supposed to be me? Because fuck you.
Yeah, but your voice is kind of like, damn, bitch. Say damn, bitch.
Damn, bitch.
Okay, damn, you got a little baritone in you. Damn, bitch. Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh my God.
No, but I say this to say, like, I think that connection or that shit we had going on, like with her, it like I'm super aware of the way I don't want people to feel, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know if you picked it up in that phone conversation. I see you, I hear you, I feel you. But I was just like, ooh. And that's why there was a moment on the phone where I was quiet and I was just like, ooh.
I did do that. I did say that. My bad.
And I was just like, damn, okay. Yeah. But I'm somebody too, though. You can't assume, even my best friend, like she can't assume, I can't assume that she knows how I'm feeling or she knows that something's bothering me. You got to be vocal about it. And I think once you're vocal and you name something, it gets toxic when you continue to do said thing. Like if I told you, hey, I don't like that, don't do that, makes me feel X, Y, and Z, and you continue to do it, now we're treading in that like toxic twin flame shit, and I'm cool on that.
It's murky water.
It's murky water. It's done. It's dead.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard though. It's hard to playing devil's advocate. It's hard to
we call it Tyler's advocate over here.
Playing Tyler's advocate. Hi, Tyler. I feel like it's kind of hard to express yourself to somebody and then expect them to just change. Okay, I won't do it anymore. Like shit don't happen that way.
That's valid.
And I feel like people and as a society, we don't give people enough like
chances
to like go from what I already do and how I already know to be and flip that switch into being better for you, better for others who also have explained
That's real.
to me. And I feel like we're not being fair to other people, because I know that I kind of do similar things sometimes. I don't always necessarily know that I am doing it, and that may not be my intention, but it's happening. Regardless of the situation, that's how it's making that person feel. And so, of course, you never want somebody to feel that way. But at the same time, it's just like, well, damn, I now have to change, kind of like what you said, now I have to change the whole dynamic of like how we interact with each other, how we fuck with each other, because now I know that this specific thing is something that you don't like. And some people would much rather just be like, okay, we'll just throw the whole shit away than to address that margin of error, because now you have to like always, I don't want to say tiptoe, but you always have to like.
But you feel like you're walking on eggshells though.
Yeah, if I can't be my authentic self and just say something regardless of how you interpret it. And I feel like that's another thing. It's just like how you're interpreting things.
No, that's real. That's real as fuck. And I also think like when we're having conversations of like what I feel like people's comfort zone is different. Very. Like the things I'm comfortable with versus the things you're comfortable with is going to be different. Yeah. Now there may be along those lines similarities, and that's where I feel like people like click and make friendships and kinships and shit like that. But I think ultimately you need to know who you are, and if who you are I don't want to say bothers somebody, but if in your authentic self doesn't align with somebody else, or it feels like it's not like you want me to change a slice of me, you want me to change who I am and the makeup of me, we can't click. And that's okay. We can't click. We can't, we're not click or clique. But that's okay. And we have to be able to, I think the thing that makes relationships toxic is knowing the shit don't work, but you stay.
But that goes back to, I feel like, because this is like old JoJo, I would want to stay in it and find a way to make it work. And Slick Mick, if you're listening to this, girl, I'm talking about us. Like I had this friendship that we would, we'd be on 1 second, off 1 second, on 1 second, off 1 second. Like we couldn't find our footing like we wanted to, and like we knew we could. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like we've been through so much. We're like sisters. We can't just throw away this 10+ year friendship. That's real. And so we had to it took us some time to get back to where the fuck we needed to be and where we are now, and where we're trying to get back to. But it's like when you're developing those friendships and those relationships in general, when you're developing those relationships, you have to understand you're still learning yourself just like they're still learning their self. You're still growing just like they're growing. And so I feel like that needs to be taken into account for how the shit's gonna fucking work. Because if we meet and we're on this level and we're very similar and we're kikiing, and then you start to grow this way and I'm kind of growing either linear or the opposite. Come on, linear. I don't want it to like, that doesn't necessarily mean I don't want us to be friends. I don't want us to still have that bond and that relationship. No, that's real. But it's just like, now we have to essentially start from square one and like figure this shit out again and relearn each other again. Because what you now in your growth era might not be fucking with, I'm probably like, well, damn, all the things you say you don't fucking like, that's me. That's real. And it's like, I also feel like you can't force somebody else to grow. So if they're okay with where they're at, and that's where you met them, like y'all met and they were that person, and now a couple of years later they're still that person, and you feel like you've grown into this beautiful butterfly. I'm screaming. But it's just like, how do you navigate that?
Ooh, that's real. That's real.
I feel like my sister is going through that with her best friend.
And no, that's
been murky for some years.
And I think it's just like, if I think and I'll use me and my best friend as an example. Me and my best friend have been like best friends, like I said, since we were in 6th grade. We've also had the like privilege of being close in proximity, if that makes sense. So we 6th grade to 12th grade, like we were in the same school together. So like you have the proximity of that. I think when we had went to college, she had went to St. A's in New Hampshire and I had stayed in Boston. And so like you have that distance, right? And like in college, you're figuring out yourself as an adult. Like that's your first time navigating the adult world alone. Like the free world by yourself, figure that shit out. And I think like we kind of went through I still love you, I still care about you, but like it feels different, right?
Yeah.
So then we got through that hump. It's like, okay, cool. Woof, got over that. Then, and this is my bad, Jada, but then I relocated and I moved across the country.
Literally across?
No, literally across the United States, halfway through. And I think when that first year I moved, it was a lot for me because I don't want to say depend, but our connection is, and I don't want to be dramatic, like I woke up because she woke up. Like it's not no shit like that, but literally like she's one of the people that like put a battery in my back and like keep me going. And it's like, bitch, I'm stressed too. Let's drink a bottle of wine and like talk about it.
Right.
So when you take that away, you know, it feels like, okay, I got to grow. I got to develop myself into being able to do it for myself, if that makes sense. With that, right, we're apart. We're not in the same proximity wise. It's like we're not in the same space. So you have to develop yourself and develop the, I don't want to say codependencies, but you have to realize different ways of coping with shit, right? And so in developing those new coping mechanisms, it was like, damn, like, okay, she's no longer like my safety net, so to speak, or no longer accessible. So then you kind of become, I don't want to say dependent on others, but you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But then once you figure it out for yourself, it's like, damn, I don't want to not feel like that connection's needed. Does that make sense? And so I think it's important in any relationship, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantical, you need to, yes, have that connection with that person, but you also need to have a sense of self. And if you don't understand yourself and what you need with or without that person, it's dead, it's done. Because then you get into a muddy waters of like codependency and like I depend on you too much and like I need you to like breathe and, you know, drink and live and survive. And it's like, no. And I feel like that is something we typically, like we feel like our best friend's everything. And it's like, for sure, right? Therapists, all that shit. But it's like, but you also need to know how to navigate the world without them.
And I feel like that's what a lot of women struggle with. And I especially like just trying to, especially like as an adult, trying to build those connections. I feel like
talk about it.
Very difficult to find somebody who you can enmesh with in a safe way to where it doesn't become
doesn't feel weird.
Yeah, like I don't want it to, because with me I feel like friendships come naturally to me. Like I'm very much easy to like befriend. I'm very much easy to like.
My friends hate that about me. That like
that you're so easy to like.
That I click with people so easily. They hate that. They're like, okay, Khadijah, we're good on the friends. I hope they see this. They're like, no, we're good. You don't need any more.
Get any more friends?
No, they're like, because when I tell you, literally, I can go anywhere on this earth and like
make a friend. Like it's really, and half the time though, and I'm not trying to like big myself up, I won't even be trying to make a friend. Like prime example, Curdy was not trying to make a friend at work. Bitch, I'm a friend from work.
No, literally, prime example, was not trying to make a friend from work. It just happened
I didn't think you were supposed to be friends with people at work. So I was just like...
Really?
Yeah. Like when I first...
But I feel like education is different. I'm not going to hold you.
Because we're all on the sinking ship to fucking
like
together.
We're all drowning.
Titanic.
No. And we're not...
Rose.
No. None of us are Rose. That's the gag.
No. I'm Rose.
No.
You're holding me up.
No. None of it. No. This is what it is. We're all Jack. In education, we're trying to be Rose, but we're all Jack.
Like I'm Rose. That's the only thing that's keeping me sane is telling myself.
No, we're all Jack.
So we all floating on that fucking iceberg, just freezing,
just levitating, sinking at the bottom of the ocean. Which
never make it out.
Never make it out. That's what education's about. You don't make it out until you like.
Well, I'm making it the fuck out.
No, I am too. If you have a tech company and you're looking to expand, if you have entry level,
send it this way.
Swear to God,
I have an impeccable resume.
Yeah.
I will upload it under this.
YouTube can.
Okay.
This was actually very like good. I'm glad we had this session. Hold my hand. There will be another session. This was a test. She passed. No, but this was really good. I love having organic conversations and feeling like I hate to use the term working through, but I love being able to have conversations and feel like I'm having revelations like, oh shit, like you blew my mind. And so this is one of those episodes that ground me into like why I started Dare to Talk. And I'm going to get emotional. This is because I've been drinking. Honestly, it's her fault. We had a shot and then we had a drink and then we're having another drink. So it's really her fault.
We're
liquored down. But I literally, when people ask me, hey, what made you want a podcast? It's because I know there is baby Khadijahs, baby Casey's that feel like in a world where it's like, damn, I feel this way. Are there other people that feel this way? And I think it's important for us to have platforms that are representative of who we are. And I think, like you mentioned earlier, like Blackness is not this like monolithic thing. We're allowed to have feelings. We're allowed to explore those things. We're allowed to express those things in a safe space. And so I'm hoping and praying that those of you who are listening to this session or tuning into Dare to Talk, whether this be your first time listening to me or your 7th or 10th or whatever, like I pray that this session has healed a part of you or have helped you to like start to heal a part of you or whatever you call it. But this was great.
Thank you.
I truly appreciate the connection and the things that we've spoken about. Yeah. Do you want to have any last minute like shout outs? Like, are you crying?
No.
Oh, okay.
Eyes watering.
That's like that would have made me feel really weird.
If I cry?
Yeah, I don't know what to do when people cry.
Comfort them.
But there. Like I never know. Oh my gosh, I pray.
Oh well, remind me not to cry in front of you.
No, swear, because I'm not gonna know what to do.
Okay, Kurt 2.0. No. I think that for my final words, I would just like to say thank you so much, Casey, for having me on your podcast. I really enjoyed myself. I'm a certified yapper, so I feel like anytime you need somebody to come and just like talk, I'm always down. And this was a very healing conversation for me as well, just because like I feel like you're creating one of those spaces where women can just like discuss, or people, adults in general, can just like let that shit go, let that shit out. Because once you say it out loud, I feel like it's freeing. And I feel like this really was just like a bitch, let me tell you what happened. So I really
and that's the goal. That's really the goal. That's my goal. Like when people leave this space, like after we record a session, I want people to feel like this like deep relief of like, whew, bitch, I got that off my chest. Like, you know what I mean?
Glad. So happy that's out.
Yay! I'm glad. Okay, well, this has been Dare to Talk season motherfucking 4 with the Broken Dale. Season 4, we are vibing, we're chilling. Be on the lookout for another episode. Make sure that you like, subscribe, put that bell on so you don't miss a motherfucking thing. And as always, stay black. I'm gonna need you to say bless.
And bless, bitch.
Stay black, stay blessed. Oh, peace. Throw the peace up. Sorry.
Love and chicken grease.
Yay. Goodbye.
KLR.
Trust in me. I can't. You said